Damn, that's a good flow there.
Happy Homebrew Wednesday, everybody. SJ Poor here at Little Face Brewing. I hope you all are enjoying your Homebrew Wednesday as much as I am. Because I just am. That's why. I don't need no other reason. So what do we got going on today? I'm going to show you a little bit of footage from a brew day and some of what we've got going on with these two fermenters right here. This fermenter, nice, full, almost complete 5 gallons. And this fermenter, let me scoot you back a little bit, is not as full, but about 4 gallons. For actually the same beer, brewed at the same time, right there in the backyard, with Man Bear Pig himself. Man Bear Pig 1122334455, Josh Hoover. I was fortunate enough to have Josh and his wonderful bride Michelle spend a couple days here at Little Face Brewing. We traveled about, did a bunch of things, had a blast. There towards the end of the trip, we did a brew day. And that brew day was to use up all of my homegrown hops that I had left over, actually from the last 2 years. So, hence, all the hops red IPA. And that's what these guys are. This first fermenter is actually fermented out with Mangrove Jack's UK Dark Ale. And the second one is fermented out with the yeast cake from the Band of Brewtubers Triple Double Play IPA Experiment. So that gives you a little bit of a good start. Here's some footage from the brew day. Take it, SJ. We're live.
Oh, are we? I don't know if that was a picture. You dirty son of a bitch.
You dirty bastard. So we are brewing in the backyard at Little Face Brewing.
Hillbilly style.
Hillbilly style, figuring it out as we go.
I'm going a little nutty because I'm a little peculiar. But
What,
yeah.
He's a little peculiar, and I'm bringing him along to the dark side of LFB. Welcome to the dark side of
That's
LFB.
right.
Man Bear Pig 11223355 in the house.
Ew.
And what are we doing?
We're brewing beer.
Backyard brewing, baby.
Waking up the neighbors.
No, I'm allowed. I'm the mayor.
The
I
mayor.
am the mayor
Marvell
of
Drive.
Marvell Drive. Absolutely. I'm the mayor.
Also the key grip and the lighting production supervisor.
Exactly, exactly.
Actually, we're down to a dribble. It's pathetic.
So what we're doing right now is we're just transferring from the HLT.
Oh, okay, good.
We're just sucking it all out of this pot down in the mark pump. There we go. And then right up there. Bam! There she goes.
Looking good.
Yeah, there she goes. Looking good. There she goes.
I like
Very
it.
nice. Now we're just there we go. We're batch sparging.
Yeah, keep it easy.
Keep it. Yeah, it's late. We literally got back. We were down South County. We ran in the house pissed.
Yes, got a beer.
Got a beer and then ran in the snow. It's brew day. It's brew time. Brew in the backyard.
Normally, like in my house, I don't like people touching my shit. But it's like I'm gonna go touch this shit. I'm gonna go mill. I assume he's doing something outside because I'm gonna be doing this.
And it worked well. We got
Yeah, it
everything
worked out.
together, trying to
worked
figure it out. And we set this mess up. Here we go. This is the brewery right now.
It's working out.
It is actually not too bad.
It's
Knock
working
on wood. Knock on wood. So Got to switch this airlock out. I did not realize that this lid's about to pop off of here. And letting some of the pressure out. There we go. So, yeah, probably should have used a blow-off tube on this one. And I may actually swap this one. This is like a really delayed. That's the other one. So that was the yeast cake out of that. Yep. Okay, so that was from the yeast cake, Josh, and the beer that had the little dots in it, if you know what I'm talking about. I had to switch the airlocks out 3 times in the last 5 minutes, and it's like, got to blow off tube it. So yeah, that yeast cake was alive and well. And it should have taken over anything that was in that might have been in that other fermenter. Compare the two. To a yeast pack. That yeast pack's slowing down, plus that bucket has a lot more headroom in it. So, yeah, I think they're going to be all right.
What I wanted to do, honestly, was I wanted to use up all of my leftover hops from the previous 2 years in this one batch. So we've got a pound of hops to put in this fermenter, and we've got a pound of hops to put in that fermenter. There was, I think, 30-some ounces in the boil. Mostly at the end. It was a continuous hop, so every 5 minutes. They were obviously brewed as one batch. It was a 10-gallon batch. Split them up into 5 gallons each. This one's being fermented out with the Mangrove Jack UK Dark Ale. And this one's being fermented out with the yeast cake from my Band of Brew Tubers Double Triple IPA. Actually, it should be Triple Double IPA. And that's where we used 2 grains and 3 hops. We won't get into that particular beer, but what I did was I pulled the collection ball off of the fast fermenter and I chunked it right in this beer. And as you can see, this one has a blow-off tube, this one doesn't. That beer got angry. Wow, it was angry. And sanitized strip tie. Okay. So let's see if we can get this guy down in there. I honestly don't know if this is a good idea or not right now, but it's what I'm going with. That's going back on. And blow-off tube's going back on as well. That is a bunch of fucking hops. Yeah, That's a little bit of hops right there. Yep, this is a little bit of hops. I may have just done the dumbest thing ever that I've ever done. But there's only one way to find out if this shit's ever going to work, right? And that's to just do it. So, great thing is we're going away for the weekend. So these guys are going to do what they're going to do. Yeah. We'll be back to see what happens next. Time to rack these off of all these hops. This is the fermenter that I did not use a bag inside, but it has a pound. Each of these has a pound of hops in them. So I've already sanitized this fermenter. It's a glass fermenter, so we use very good care and lay a rag down or a towel or something. Always lay something down on the floor because you don't want that fermenter touching the concrete. Jeez, boy. Okay. So, go ahead and get this pretty much set up. Get them filled up. And roll. We're going to let the filters do their thing. It smells pretty daggone good. Yeah, I'm not sure where I'm going to end up with volume-wise off of this one. This one, they're actually in a bag. And they're wet on top, so definitely got some of the, should definitely have flavor down in there. So this was with the UK Dark. So that's fairly clean. I mean, not bad at all. Not bad at all. And it is 1014. Really nice aroma. I'm really digging the aroma out of this. So not bad for cleanliness. I'm really digging the aroma. I'm definitely picking up some hops. More upfront bitterness than I expected. Nice flavor and nice aroma. This has turned into quite a nice red IPA. Yeah, that's tasty. As you can see, I used the bouncer filter systems when I moved the beer off of the loose hops and put in the secondary, this beer right here. On the other one, I decided not to use the bouncer filter system because I had those hops in a brewing bag in the fermenter. So let's touch on that. It has a brew in the bag holding the hops. So we'll see how this idea worked. My idea was with the bag to actually try and squeeze some of the juice out of the hops. I mean, the hops are wet the whole way to the top, so that's good. I'm just going to set this in that bucket, and I know there's a strip tie, so all I got to do is cut that strip tie. And let's get at racking this one over a while. I decided not to use the bouncer filter systems on this particular beer because I used the brew in the bag. When I realized that there was really no hop residue left inside the fermenter, I was like, what the heck? We'll just go ahead and run it over, into secondary and kind of do another experiment to see, which one's cleaner, as a finished product, which we'll get to at a later date. I also wanted to touch on, when I did that one, this beer tasted fantastic, absolutely phenomenal. They both actually finished out at the same spot, which I believe was 10-12, 10-14, 10-14, 10-12. So this one's actually a little bit lower. I expect to actually drop a little bit more in secondary. This beer tasted fantastic. This beer did not. This one was exceptionally fusel. And I have a theory on why that happened. I believe that may have happened 2 reasons. One, it could have been that I actually over-pitched. The yeast cake that I took off of the fast ferment, I dumped that entire collection ball in there. And that might have been too much yeast. The yeast just went in there and blew through everything. Because it did blow through it, I had to put a blow-off tube on it and everything. So I may have actually over-pitched the yeast. And the other part is, I'm thinking that since I actually had that bag so full of hops, it actually created a lid, per se, over the beer. And I think something happened there chemically with that big giant ball of hops laying on top of the fermenter. So that's my theory. So this one we're going to give a little more time in fermenter. This one here really can be kegged fairly quickly. It tasted really good. I'm surprised that it's actually still taken off kind of the way that it is. But yeah, we'll see here in about a week. I'll do a taste on both of them and just see how they compare to each other. I think this one will calm down. I brought some yeast back over. I moved the siphon around to hopefully let that yeast maybe get in there and eat up some of those off flavors. We'll see.